I'm ready for my close-up now, Mr. Guardian.
Well, back in the 80s and 90s, we had some great Saturday morning cartoons. Some of the animation was good, some of the animation was bad. There was one that stood out as a change in the industry itself. I mean, it was ahead of its time. The storyline was very good. The last story, it kind of left off. There was a sort of really bad sequel to this series, partially live action and all that, which I don't even count as part of this because it was just nobody was really thinking with their head when they did that version. But what I'm talking about is the Reboot TV series. It came in from the mid-1990s. It was from a Canadian forum created by Gavin Blair, Ian Pearson, Phil Mitchell, John Grace. It went 4 seasons, 48 episodes. This was fantastic. It was Mainframe Entertainment is the main company behind this. Great voice cast, some really good episodes on there. I love the Enzo storyline. Myself is one of my favorites, where grown-up Enzo now is called Matrix, and his adventures. And that was really, really good. And then, of course, actually, they said the Reboot the Guardian Code was down in 2015, and that was horrible. It was nothing to the original series itself, but this was really, really good. It was ahead of its time. Ahead of its time as far as the show and as far as animation went. Well, here we are in 2024, and there is a documentary being done by Jacob Weldon and Raquel Lynn. It's called the Reboot Rewind documentary. You can find them on Facebook. They have a Facebook page. You can find them under that, the Reboot Rewind on there. But as they were prepping and doing this, they went looking for the masters. And guess what? They found the masters. They found every single piece of footage from this great series. But there's one little bitty detail problem. Unfortunately, the format that these are on are digital D1 tapes. And also they're in PAL. And they need the playback equipment. They need a Bosch BTS D1 device to play these back. And they're not readily available. In fact, I don't know if they still manufacture them. It might be a possibility someone might be manufacturing something similar out there. But overall, they're looking for the equipment so they're able to transfer all this great episodes to a different format. So basically, they can maintain the series itself. Now, this is off of Notebook Check. It's a small little website that talks about the digital industry and stuff like that. And they wrote an article. And this was published on, I can't believe it, it was published on New Year's Day overseas, because the company, this particular website's from overseas, I think in Germany, if I'm not mistaken, on this. Andreas Same Yang was the writer, and it was translated by Jacob Fisher. Let's read into this, a little bit into this. When the Reboot series was created in the mid-1990s, it was something special at that time. 3D animation effects were still something new and above all time-consuming. The graphics were quite modest in 1994, and as a TV production far removed from the more costly cinema productions, Pixar Toy Story wasn't released until 1995. But Reboot is just not a special because of its early use of CGI. It was also digitally archived at the time, as Global News writers Jacob Weld and Raquel Lynn are currently producing the Reboot Rewind documentary for the series. As part of their research, the team was allowed to search for the original master tapes, and in doing so, found them. It was feared that the original tapes had been lost over the decades. And this happens with a lot. And, you know, we heard this from about Doctor Who and many other series, stuff from even the 80s and 90s. A lot of great films, TV series that are no longer available. Another one that comes to mind is the Sherry Lewis TV show, which was taped over by the network. So a lot of the episodes are gone forever. However, these digital D1 tapes are not playable. This is because the studio does not have the necessary playback equipment. An appeal has been made on Facebook page to try to find a Bosch BTS D1 device. The topic has also received considerable media coverage in Canada, where the series was produced. Although the team has not found a suitable playback device so far, it says it has already made good progress in raising awareness of the topic. After all, this is broadcast quality equipment from a bygone era. This because every single episode was recorded on D1 tapes, and provided the tapes are in good condition and are likely still in their original quality. Furthermore, the tapes contain animation tests, video game footage from the Electronic Arts, IMAX content, and advertising. At the very least, Weldon and Lynn hope to use the material on the D1 tapes to enrich their documentary, which is scheduled for completion in mid-2024. They are confident they can archive this, as the feedback they have received thus far has been so resounding that Weldon and Lynn can no longer respond to individual feedback. Now, understand this. A lot of people have been commenting on this, saying that they can get the equipment, stuff like that. I know if they're watching this video, for example, check here in New York, because basically there are a lot of small places, independent producers that I've worked with for many years that are still in business. They might have the equipment. There are a lot of little studio production units that survived the 90s and still in business now, that used to use stuff like Betamax, 3/4 inch, D1s. They might still have the equipment. I would say look in this direction. If not, look at California, because that will be the other place to look at right now. But this is great. I mean, the CGI was ahead of its time. Think about it. This is similar to the last Starfighter, the situation. How much that they had to go through a computer to just get this done. I mean, this was not an easy task to animate. Like I said, it's ahead of its time. Toy Story was only a little time later. Think about that for a minute. This was before Toy Story, And the thing about it is, if you look through the years on there, I mean, there's a couple of, I think they're on DVD now, Mind's Eye and stuff like that, that showcased CGI stuff, the early days of that. And you could see from that point of view where the whole industry was going. And remember, this is, birth of internet. I mean, we're pre-internet still at this point. And for a show like this to come out the way it did, and for everyone to enjoy this, and it was popular, and it's still popular. I mean, you can watch it right now on Tubi. All of the episodes are available on Tubi TV and a couple of other free streaming sites as well. So tell me in the comments below your thoughts about this. You think they'll get the D1 tape? Do you think they'll be able to transfer all this stuff? I know, and the thing about it is it's in PAL also, so the machine has to be able to transfer PAL as well. I mean, they should be able to do it. I mean, there's got to be a D. I mean, like I said, there's still Betamax out there, the 3/4 inch, 1-to-1 inch reels units. There's got to be a D1 out there in the world. So share this video, hit the like, and hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription. Be sure to check out all of our other videos this week, Man with the Show, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. and if you haven't yet, please subscribe as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are two ways listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.